Good afternoon, students. Today, we're going to continue with Unit 3, and we're going to see now in grammar, simple past. We're going to describe completed events in the past. I'm going to read the conversation, and from there, we have to extract some sentences. We'll read the conversation. Why is Severn famous? Jan, this is Severn Kulisuki. She talked at the United Nations Earth Summit in 1992. She was only 12. That means she was only 12 years old. Was she on TV? Yes, she was, but I didn't see her. I saw the video later. She told adults to stop destroying the environment and create a better world. Did she look nervous? No, she didn't. She wasn't nervous at all. So this is something that happened in the past. From here, we're going to use phrases to complete the exercise. We have to complete the explanations and samples. Use exercise 1 to help. In simple past, we use the simple past for completed actions in the past. Regular past verbs, what we have to add in regular past verbs, is we use ed. And we just add here ed to the words, the regular ones. Okay, we just add ed. That's a regular. For example, to the base verb, we have the base verb here is talk. And what we did was add ed. That's irregular. In the irregular past, verbs change in form. For that, we're going to see page 140, but I can't open it here. We have the irregular verbs. There you can open and see you have a list of all the irregular verbs on page 140. Irregular means that they do not use ed, and you have to change how they are, they're going to, the form they have. So in this case, the sentence in the conversation, the past he wrote was saw. I saw the video later. That's see, the verb see, but it's irregular. So in past is saw. In the case of negative past verb actions, we use plus the verb. So if it's in the past, you have did, and it's in past negative. In the negative form is didn't. So what you do is you put didn't. Okay, so here we're going to write, we use did and the base verb, didn't, and the base verb. Negative form, didn't. So this is the negative form, okay? The negative form, we use negative past action, negative. We use didn't, and then the base verb. So here we have it, didn't, and then the base verb, see, didn't see. I didn't see her. For questions and short answers with action verbs, we use didn't or or did, sorry, or didn't. In the questions, you don't start a question with didn't. You started with did. So here we write did. Did she look nervous? Put it down here, it's too high up here. Did she look nervous? No, it's a negative form of did. So no, she, and here you put didn't. If it was not, if it was yes, it would be yes, she did. But it is in negative form, no, so no, she didn't. For questions and short answers, we have to use the verb to be and sorry, for question and short answers with the verb to be, that is, are, or am, we use was, wasn't, or were, or weren't, because the past of is the past for the verb to be is and am, was, and the past for the verb are, were, or weren't. So she was. It's in question form, so you have to put was she. Was, and then comes she, because it's question. And the answer, it's affirmative, so yes, she was. Yes, she was. All this grammar base, we have it on page 122 for you to review the use of regular and irregular verbs. The irregular, there's a list complete along a list of all the irregular verbs on that page 144. Page 144. Okay, so let's continue with this part. Okay, so complete the sentences. We're continuing with exercise 3. Complete the sentences with the simple past form of the verb. Here we have the verb teach. We have Severn Collins, Suzuki's father, and we have to write it in past. The past of teach, because it is our irregular verb, teach, is taught. Genetics at university in Canada. Now, we have to fill in this verb, the verb to be. The verb to be with he is. In the past would be was. Was. Okay? Is, remember, in the past, was. Then the second one we have Severn. It's an irregular verb. So irregular verbs, what we have there is that it changes. Some might change completely, some might change just a little bit. Okay, so Severn became. What we're going to write there is became. An environmental activist in elementary school. Now, exercise 4. She. She, the word start is not irregular, so it's a normal verb. To put it in the past, what we have to do is add ed at the end. Started. Started. ECHO, an environmental organization at the age of 9. When they, the verb to be, is, are, or am. It's they, so are. And the past for are, remember it's irregular, were. They were, when they were 12, 4 members of ECHO. This one is regular, so we fill it in as travel with ed. Traveled to the United Nations Earth Summit in Brazil. They, we have the verb buy. You do not say buy with an ed, no. Buy is an irregular verb, so we change it completely. Okay, you can find how it's written in, this is from the text, okay? But if you need information, you can refer to that page, 144. So bought will be the past, simple past for buy. They bought their plane tickets with the money that, another irregular verb, make. You don't say make with ed, no, made. From ECHO activity. So you complete, these are the sentences to be completed with irregular and regular verbs. You have both regular and irregular. You have these. This comes from the conversation before. We're going to continue now, and we're going to complete the biography in simple past form of the verb. This is Wangari Maathai, was born in Kenya in 1940. She, we have started, we know it's a regular, elementary school when she, and the verb in past of the verb to be, sorry, back in big, and again. So she was, so you can see it easier. She was 8. Okay, so she started elementary school when she was 8. She, again, the verb to be in past, was at the top of her class when she, the verb to be, is a regular verb, so we write it with ed. Finished middle school. She then, okay, the verb we have there is go. That is an irregular verb, so we will put there went. She went to one of the only high schools for girls in Kenya. After high school, she, okay, here we have something very particular. How the word finishes with Y, as you can see, study finishes here with Y. What we have to do when it finishes with a Y is put I and then ED. You can't put study ed or study and leave the Y. No, you have to change, take away the I, the Y, and put IED. So here we will write studied. For the words that finish with Y and they have a consonant. If it has a vowel, no. At a university, so she studied biology at a university in the USA. And then, okay, get, the past of get would be got a master's degree. She got, that's another regular verb, a master's degree. In 1977, she begin is another irregular verb, so it's began. She began the green belt movement. She began the green belt movement. It organizes women in rural Kenya to plant trees. In 2004, so again we have another irregular, win, the past would be won. She won. Sounds like number one, but usually I think it's W. And quite different. So she won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. Wangari, Wangari. The verb we have here is die. You cannot put again ed. So what we do is just, it already has an I and an E. We just finish it with D. So she died. Died. That's exception. We don't have much words, verbs that finish with IE. I think it's the only one. So it's like an exception of the rule. So you just put D, die. So in this exercise, we have the simple past form of each one of the verbs. Irregular and regular and irregular verbs.